Something that we see all the time with the agencies we work with, there's certain dilemmas that come up with property asset management and anything that we touch. And we call that the 4S dilemma. And the reason we say that is because there's four S's that come into a circle that show how agencies struggle. And to walk through those very quickly, one of the biggest ones we see with agencies is a subject matter expert. And this means that they have a person who's probably been handling that job description for a while. They've been handling the assets, they've been assigning, unassigning, maintaining, and they've been doing it so long that they are the system. And so, as a subject matter expert, if they've been in that office for quite some time, they may be due to walk out that door soon. They're coming up on retirement into their career, and they haven't got a system to replace them. And so, when they walk out the door, of course, that information, that knowledge walks out with them. That's the first S. Now, the second S is systems. And what we mean by that is many agencies use outdated systems, archaic systems. My own agency, we saw this, that we had a system that was, by today's standards, I would call it archaic. And in moving away from that, of course, we had to modernize our data. We had to update it into current systems. And there's some costs that come with that, of course. But the biggest problem with using an outdated system is you kind of lose out on modern techniques, modern technology, and really even having to have a user that's an expert in using those systems because they tend to be from somewhere in the past. Our third S that we use is spreadsheets. And this is, again, very, very common in agencies. It's probably the most common tool that we see, that agencies are using a combination of spreadsheets, whether those are handwritten, they're computerized. And we see spreadsheets with just so much data crammed into them. They become a catch-all. They're not organized. There's no automation. There's no way that you can use a spreadsheet to automate some of the processes that have to happen with that. And even worse than that, sometimes we see spreadsheets that are shared amongst a group of people. And in some cases, way too many people are touching and updating those things. And in some other cases, nobody is updating those things. But that's what comes of trying to make a tool fit the purpose, because there's no other option available for some of these folks. Our final S that we would talk about is just sticky notes. And what I mean by that is I've seen it myself, many agencies have, that there's a sergeant or other administrator in that building. And as people come in and say, hey, I'm checking out the night vision goggles. Hey, I've got car XYZ, whatever the case is, as things change, they throw a sticky note onto a sergeant's desk. And pretty soon that sergeant's desk is just inundated with sticky notes. And that's their management system. And so when you look at these four S's, that's the dilemma, is when you're trying to manage through those techniques, you're kind of setting yourself up for some form of failure.